word racism, let's understand something here. Carrington just bring up racism. She brought up bigotry. She brought up misogyny. She brought up, intersectionalities. She brought up all of these different things. And why is that important? Because the society that we live in, of course, xenophobia, homophobia, she brought all of that up. Why is it important to point that out? Because what has transpired, yes, Caitlin Clark is the name of the day to use, but there's a broader issue here that can't be escaped. And
so lads, it's Dejanay Carrington time again. We got to talk about Dejanay Carrington. And why are we talking about Dejanay Carrington? A lot of the time because she has gone and hit somebody in the face. Dejanay Carrington has an issue with hitting people in the face. And by the way,
Stephen A. Smith thought he was just dropping another hot take, but then Dejanay Carrington fired back like it was Game 7. Now the internet is in chaos. Caitlin Clark is stuck right in the middle, and the WNBA drama feels like Survivor, Hardwood Edition. Did Stephen A really go that far? Is Carrington about to go nuclear on social media? And why does Caitlin look like she's ready to launch herself to another planet? Stay locked in. This meltdown is straight up must watch.
Dejanay said this on her Twitter account. She said, "Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative because if you really know ball, you know I just play hard and never give up on a play. And yep, we challenged the last couple flagrants and got them rescinded because I'm always trying to make a play on the ball. None more, none less." As you can see, it's a jump ball. Skylar's going down for a fast break layup. Dejanay winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground having a hard time getting up. Now, this obviously was going viral. We talked about another flagrant foul that Dejanay committed in a previous game where she also took out her own player. But this was something where people are saying, okay, Dejanay, this is happening a little bit too much for my...
So apparently the WNBA has turned into a full-blown reality show, produced by Bravo, hosted by Stephen A. Smith, and co-directed by Dejanay Carrington's Twitter fingers. You came for basketball? Yeah, that's on you. Because right now, it's less about buckets and more about drama, passive-aggressive storylines, ESPN hot takes, and straight-up mean girls energy in the locker room.
That feeling when it comes to Dejanay Carrington and dirty basketball, Dejanay Carrington and flagrant fouls. How come every time I'm watching a flagrant foul, you're committing the foul? How come every time I'm watching a dirty play, you in the play? Dejanay, can we go a week without you flailing and going after somebody? Can we just go 1 week? That's all. Just 1 week, Dejanay.
It all kicked off when Stephen A. Smith, a man whose job sometimes feels like yelling at the camera like it owes him money, decided to drop a nuclear take on Dejanay Carrington. And of course, he couldn't just say she plays with edge or intensity. Nah, he went full tabloid mode and reached for a word loaded with years of baggage, thug. Because apparently nothing screams elite analysis like slapping a player with a label that carries more history than insight, and instantly turns a basketball conversation into a full-blown cultural firestorm.
I don't think Dejanay Carrington is intentionally smacking people in the face. What I think she's trying to do is she sees all the social media hype when she gets a big block, and she's trying to get big blocks and does not care whether or not she hurts an opponent in the meantime. So far this year, she has picked up now 3 flagrant fouls, and how she didn't get ejected from this game is beyond me.
How she didn't get ejected from that game, still a mystery. But here's the thing, Dejanay Carrington is not the type to let a talking head throw shade and then sit back sipping Gatorade. No, she went full DEFCON 1. We're talking tweets, retweets, subtweets, emojis screaming, try me, and enough side-eye energy to power the entire New York City subway. And somehow, right in the middle of all this chaos, Caitlin Clark, America's most sponsored hooper and the unofficial face of I Just Want to Play Basketball, gets pulled into the storyline like a confused sitcom neighbor who opened the very wrong door.
Spoke up. I got where she was coming from. I certainly don't hold Caitlin Clark accountable for that. But what Caitlin Clark has to understand is that it's not really you personally. It's you, the figure. It's you, the prop per se, that is being utilized to address a bigger point. If we could do it, everybody has done it. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others were trying to make things happen.
Dejanay Carrington just wanted to hoop, show up looking like a Vogue cover every game day, and body opponents like she's auditioning for a Fast and Furious spin-off. Instead, she somehow ends up public enemy number 1 because she plays aggressive. Aggressive. In basketball. Imagine that. What was the crime exactly? Breathing near Caitlin Clark? Blocking a shot? Existing with visible muscle and zero patience for nonsense? Because last time anyone checked, physical play is literally part of the job description. And let's be real, Caitlin Clark didn't sign up for any of this chaos. She's just trying to hoop, not star in some weird remake of Snow White where 7 ultra-athletic defenders are chasing her down the court. Meanwhile, ESPN has turned coverage into a full-blown drama recap. Less assists and rebounds, more who shoved who, and what Stephen A. Smith thinks about it in 14 different octaves. And Carrington's response? Yeah, it wasn't let's agree to disagree. It was more like, I've got time today and receipts. She dropped a full digital takedown, sarcasm, disbelief, and enough smoke to set off alarms all the way in Bristol. And just like that, the internet lost its mind.
The backlash on Dejanay Carrington. Dejanay Carrington is gone nuclear at this point. I mean, we're talking thermal, atomic, Hiroshima action. People are pissed. Basketball fans are pissed. And I understand why. I mean, not only is the WNBA covering for players like this, they're doing these egregious things on the court that is not physical play. It's dirty play.
The internet did what it always does, split instantly like discount yoga pants mid-lunch. On one side, you've got this she's ruining the game crowd, suddenly acting like physical play is only acceptable under very specific, aesthetic conditions. On the other side, actual hoop fans saying, and hear me out, we stop tone policing women athletes and just enjoy the game. And right in the middle of it all is Caitlin Clark, giving full The Office gym stare energy, wondering how a mid-range jumper turned into a full-blown cultural debate. Meanwhile, the WNBA PR team is in overdrive. You know somewhere there's an exec pacing a boardroom like, can we please not have a national controversy every time someone gets fouled? But that's where things are now. The league isn't just about basketball anymore. It's become ground zero for everything. Race, gender, respectability politics, image, media narratives, even how hard is too hard on a missed 3. And honestly, at this point, a simple box score might be the least dramatic thing about the WNBA.
To be you, Mustard, where you walk around this life never taking accountability for the shitty behavior that you display day after day. There's literally a highlight reel that we can make now of you taking players out on the court, man. People are about to score and you sit up here and try to come at the very last minute when you're way too late to block shots and make plays on the ball when you don't have time to, but you still sit here and act like it's WWE and try to take these players out on the court. But
while the NBA is busy printing money and debating load management like it's a boardroom strategy, the WNBA is out here dealing with social media chaos, stereotypes, and whistles that act like every hard foul is a federal offense. Let's circle back to Stephen A. Smith, a man who talks so much he probably live commentates his own dreams. What was supposed to be just another spicy take turned into something way bigger the second he labeled Dejanay Carrington thuggish. Because that's not just basketball talk, that's a loaded spark. And instead of a debate, it became a full-blown firestorm. Carrington? Yeah, she wasn't about to let that slide. She grabbed her phone and went to work, thumbs moving like they had something to prove. No PR polished response, no agree to disagree. Just straight up, I'm here to win, not to fit into anyone's idea of acceptable. And here's the wild part, the game itself? Not even that dirty. No blood, no chaos, no WWE moments. Just regular contact. The same kind that gets praised as toughness in the men's game. But flip the context to the WNBA, and suddenly it's treated like a courtroom case. Like bumping someone on defense requires a character evaluation. That's really what set people off, because it stopped being about the play and started being about the narrative.
Flagrant foul calls got rescinded because Kathy Engelbert is scared of you. Kathy Engelbert sees you across from her in her office and she starts shaking. Dejanay, you want me to rescind these flagrant fouls for you? Yeah, Kathy, that's exactly what I want, Kathy. Okay, Dejanay, because if Kathy Engelbert said, no, we're gonna leave them as flagrants, Dejanay Carrington's gonna run right on Twitter. She's gonna run right on Twitter, right to her Substack. She's gonna go in her journal. The racism that I just had to endure talking to the commissioner of the WNBA should not be tolerated here in this league.
Oh, and let's not sleep on the pearl-clutching over entity, athlete, Caitlin Clark, WNBA player, getting fouled. Every time she hits the floor, it's like ESPN not bowing down to Caitlin like she's the second coming of Sue Bird. It's giving full 1950s school board vibes. Next, they'll want her to smile more and bring cookies to the post-game press conference.
Pulling ponytails now? Come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm literally sitting here watching the Sparks and Dallas game. And then I see this play and I'm like, fam, please tell me Dejanay didn't just yank this girl ponytail.
DJ Carrington doesn't do fake apologies. She's about gym work, media shade, and flawless tunnel fits. Meanwhile, Stephen A is yelling into a camera like someone just told him the Knicks got knocked out again. Carrington? She's in the lab cooking up the next viral moment, on or off the court. And poor Caitlin Clark is left dodging press questions the same way she dodges double teams. Let's be real, Carrington isn't violent. She isn't thuggish in the way the media wants to paint her. And Stephen A? Loud yes but racist? That's another conversation. Let's unpack this thug label for a second. Every time a black athlete plays with intensity, the media's favorite Mad Libs is thug, aggressive, or not a good role model. Apparently, WNBA players are expected to play defense with a smile and a coupon for Bed Bath & Beyond. Carrington doesn't fit that mold, and that's the problem for some. She plays like it matters, like she worked for this, maybe outside a prep school pipeline, and refuses to play the game off the court. That's threatening. Not to the league, not to the fans, but to the idea that women athletes should be dainty, marketable, and non-threatening. DJ Carrington? She's a threat, but only because she refuses to compromise who she is.
You don't have to touch her. But you trying to swat like you're LeBron James, it's not safe, man. It's not safe. Come on, fam. This is why you're getting called a dirty player. Because you're playing out of control. Even when you're guarding up somebody, you get to hacking dribblers, the ball handler. You get to hacking them. You get to slapping their arms when they get the ball. Even Kate Martin ended up pointing at you during a rival. Like, why you're not gonna call this ref? She's slapping the heck out of me.
And somewhere in all this, you've got people pretending to care about the integrity of the sport. As if the WNBA hasn't spent the last 5 years begging for airtime and selling sponsorships like Girl Scout cookies. Now that the drama is here, suddenly everyone's worried about sportsmanship. Please. This isn't Wimbledon, it's women's professional basketball in the TikTok era. Conflict is the currency. The WNBA has never had this much attention. People who couldn't name a single team last year are suddenly experts in defensive rotations and foul etiquette. It's giving bandwagon. It's giving, I just discovered black women exist and I'm uncomfortable. It's giving, I learned one new word today, thug. Even NBA guys are chiming in. LeBron's out here like, protect Caitlin at all costs, forgetting he built a career knocking dudes into courtside popcorn vendors. Draymond Green probably called Carrington for defensive tips, yet she's the one getting lectures on professionalism. Meanwhile, the league spins it as passion. And sure, it is, but consider that 3 months ago, half the games were broadcast on channels no one could find without a PhD in remote control programming. Now, everyone cares. Everyone's watching. Everyone's mad.